Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to VSL Season 6. This is round 9 of the championship. We are at the second half of the season, and it's very crucial tonight that the drivers get good results here in order to stay in the championship fight. And what a better place to do it at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for the Belgium Grand Prix. My name is Jess, your commentator for this evening. It's been first held this track in 1950 and it still remains as the longest track on the F1 calendar. Michael Schubert has been the most successful driver in the Belgian Grand Prix with 6 wins between 1992 and 2002. He took his maiden Formula 1 victory here back in 1992 as well. So, we saw Kyle win the race last week, his second win in a row, which promotes him very well in the championship. 5 points behind Mata, who's currently in first place. So the championship fight is definitely hotting up. We've got Pete in third with 114 points. Fourth is Brandon with 91. Fifth is Bankai with 67, but he's still in the standings, but he's not racing anymore, but we still put him in the standings because we're nice. Sixth is Red Matt on 54, joint with Ryan Berry. 8 is Iceman with 48. 9th is Jamie on 45. 10th is Akon on 45 as well. 11th is Ahmed on 38. 12th is Emran on 35. 13th is Risky on 26. 14th is Niels on 20. 15th is Newgarden on 20. 16th is Yuri on 19. 17th is Lee with 18. 18th is Kev with 13. Logan is 19th on 9. And we've got Tony in 6th, our new driver who scored his first point of the season last week, which was great to see. And Brad in last with 1 point. Now looking at the team standings, Yellow are running away with it at the moment still with 281 points. Second is Blue with 219 points. Third is Green with 210. Fourth is Pink with 184. And fifth is Red with 129.5 points. So as normal, we'll be doing one-shot qualifying. It's different to many leagues, so they only get 1 shot to get a good lap. And before we actually get to qualifying, let's have a look at the track. So it is 7 kilometers long, 19 turns, 10 to the left and 9 to the right, going through the famous parts of the circuit such as El Rouge, Radion, Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. We have 2 DRS zones, 1 at the start finish straight and 1 at El Rouge and Radion. So here we go then, we're about to get started with the race for one-shot quali, and it's looking quite overcast at this moment in time, so I wonder what the weather's going to play at the race. I don't usually ask weather in the race, so it's going to be intriguing to say the least. Now, a few things to mention for today's race. So we've got a few drivers missing. We've got Jamie that's reserving tonight. Since he wasn't racing last week, he gets to do his 2-stop this week because he won in China. Also doing the 2-stop this week is Kyle, Pete and Brandon, as they finished inside the top 3 last week in the Dutch Grand Prix. Mata finished 4th last week. Akon finished 5th last week. Then it was Ahmed, Risky, Tony, Kev and Emran. No stewards reports last week, which was great to see. 3 compounds of tyres used for today's race. We've got the C3s, the C2s and the C1s. Equates to the softs, mediums and the hards. Tyre degradation, not too bad at all. We've got a new driver here tonight who is, I can't remember what team he's going in, but Glock, who most of you may know, he league raced in quite a lot of leagues, and he decided to race in this league as well, which is great to see. So welcome along to VSL Glock, and I hope you have a great time, because he may be watching this back. So there we go. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this back, who you think is going to be getting pole position tonight. Times I will be expecting between the 140s to 141s potentially as well. And the drivers are starting to ready up as we're about to get going for the session. We didn't have to wait that long tonight, which was good, so we can actually get this sorted. Now, apologies if I follow a driver again. I'm still not, I can't remember who I haven't followed on a hot lap this season, so I do apologise if I jinx people tonight with it. But so I've already followed on board with him, so let's find Glock actually as they make their way into the source. Come on. There we go. So he's on Team Yellow, replacing Bankai. So he passed the source now, and you're going to be heading towards El Rouge. Turn 2 was flat out. Position the car so the left tyre goes here, and then you're going to go through into the Kemmel Straight. Radion shouldn't be too much of an issue. Make sure there's run off both sides of the exit turn 5 but this will cost you time. Turn 6, another flat-out kick that won't give you any trouble. You need to treat Lecombe as a triple chicane, as with fluid movements on the steering wheel. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. Heading towards Brussels now. If you don't get the move past Lecombe, Brussels is going to be very difficult. Heading towards No Name now of turn 11. It is possible to pass on this corner, but I wouldn't advise it if I were you. Turn 12, Pouon. This separates the good drivers from the great. There's so much time to be gained or lost through this corner. Then past Campus, you'll be carrying out Pouon. You'll be arriving to the Campus chicane at 200 miles per hour as I get my telemetry up. There we go. He's looking all right so far, heading through Poulfret into Stabilo 2. Purple sector 2 is looking very good so far as you head towards Blanchimont of turn 17. Going almost at 200 miles per hour here. Please be wary that the track is quite narrow here. So it's probably best to wait to the bus stop to get the move done. So you're going to the bus stop now. Heading towards the final corner of turn 20. And Glock is going to set the pole position time of a 1:41.967. I was expecting someone to go into the 1:41 tonight, and I was proven right. So there we go. So really good lap from him, from our new driver. Obviously, Team Yellow leading the standings, so it's great for them that they have a talented driver. Only 11 drivers to set a lap time. I'm actually not that surprised because it's really easy to invalidate your lap time. So, we've got Glock, Risky in second, Pete in third, Carl in fourth position. So, Risky had a very good qualifying session, 2/10 behind Glock. Red Matt in fifth, Yuri in sixth, Matto in seventh, Kevin eighth, New Garden in ninth, and Tony in 10th. So, and then we've got Jamie, Lee, Niels, Akon, Gavin, M. Ryan, Brandon, and Ryan Berry. Unfortunately, those people from 12 downwards have invalidated their lap times or retired or binned it or something like that. But anyway. So, it is quite sunny here in Belgium now, but who knows, around here, many times I've commentated around this circuit, the threat of rain goes high up in the mountains of Belgium. But anyway, the Ardennes Forest is known for rain, but I hope it doesn't happen here today. Now, what I've noticed as well from the tyre selection for the drivers today is that quite a few drivers inside the top 10 are wanting to go for the alternate strategy. So, the majority of people are going to be on the one stop. So, most likely, if they start on the soft, they'll be doing soft to medium. Soft to medium strategy is a lot easier for the drivers to manage. But if you can do the alternate strategy and you have good pace, it would really benefit you. So that's probably why some people are going for the mediums and doing mediums to softs. Nobody's going to touch the hards here unless there's any damage of some kind. So we'll keep an eye on that as the session progresses. So lap 7 to 9 is the predicted pit stop window for the soft compounded tyres. And I would say lap 12, 13 or so for the medium compounded tyres, because the mediums or the soft last 9 laps. Action zones today, we're going to watch out for turn 1 into La Source. If you go around the inside into turn 1 and make it stick, it's usually a fantastic move. I made a move around there in one season of another league, but I think I was back in F1 2019, and it was a mistake. I was not meant to make that move. I suddenly was late on the brakes and I made that corner and I was like, how on earth? And I kind of pretended back then that it was actually meant to go for the move, but it was a mistake really. But somehow I made it stick. So there we go. So, and also some other action zones here tonight. Obviously El Rouge and Radion. You've got to be careful. People don't lose it out there. Because I've seen quite a few people make mistakes there. Kemmel Straight. I think we're going to see the most overtakes in Kemmel Straight. I think I can say that now. It's a powerful DRS zone. Is also near where the speed trap is as well. Turn 18, I think, watch our particular eye on as well. Heading through the bus stop chicane. And also heading into Blanchimont from turn 17. Who do you think is going to win this race? Let us know. Massive shout out to all of you that have been watching this so far. And hopefully we can have a very entertaining second half of the season, as the drivers have now pressed the ready up button to begin the session. And we'll keep an eye on the drivers' choice of tyres for the session, in particular for outside the top 10. It's multiplayer cars for those of you that are new to this league. And their livery must be based on their team colours. We've got 5 teams: Team Red, Team Blue, Team Yellow, Team Green and Team Pink. So, turn 1's going to be hard, especially in this weather, but you'll never know what could happen. So, without further ado, let's get the tyre choices for the drivers. So, I won't get the lap data for the time being because there's no point. But anyway, so we've got Jamie and Lee on the softs. I understand why Jamie's on the softs, because he's on the 2-stop strategy. For the 2-stoppers, which is Jamie, Pete, Carl and Brandon, they'll probably most likely be doing soft, medium, soft. Brandon is also outside the top 10, he's also on the softs. Ryan's also on the soft too, with Lee. And we've got Niels, Acorn, Gavin and Ryan Berry on the medium compounded tyre. So quite a mixed bag, and surprise, surprise, nobody is on the hard tyres. But why would you be on the hard compounded tyres? I just don't see much point. So anyway, a few interesting facts about this Belgian Grand Prix before we head to the session tonight. Spa is one of 4 current F1 tracks to have also featured on the inaugural 1950 World Championship calendar when F1 actually began, one of which was Silverstone, that opened Formula 1 in general. The others were Monaco and Monza. So there we go. So those were the current tracks there. And the Ardennes region, as I said, the Ardennes Forest experiences the highest annual rainfall of anywhere in Belgium. So if it doesn't rain, I'm going to be shocked. And at one stage, it rained at the Belgian Grand Prix for 20 years in a row. And who remembers the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix, where there was a massive first lap crash involving 13 cars, and it had an estimated repair bill of $13 million US. Oh, that is quite a lot of money. I would like $13 million or £30 million, but you know, the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix is definitely a track where it's definitely came into my memory for sure. So waiting for all the drivers to head onto their grid slots. Who's excited for the Belgian Grand Prix? Because I am very, very excited, as we're just waiting for Ryan Berry to make his way onto the grid. Can Brandon do a last 2 challenge? Can Acorn do a full Team 2 challenge? I could see a few people making up high places on the grid as long as they keep it clean. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get underway here at Belgium for the second half of the season. The 5 red lights are coming on. Glock on the left, Risky on the right. Who's going to get the better getaway here today? And we are underway, and it's a good start from Glock. Also a good start from Risky as they make their way towards turn 1. A few people getting caught out. Also good start from Pete too, actually. Risky going side by side with Pete. Carlos having a good start too. A few people going off in turn 1. There's a bit of a yellow flag in the background, but we'll keep an eye on that in a second. Yuri's made his way past Matt up into 5th place. Pete's dropped down a bit from Carl. Carl has had a bit of a knock there. Carl's already out the race, and we got a safety car. And Pete's got a 5-second penalty with a collision with Kyle there. I do believe Pete has also picked up damage there too. But an unfortunate start from our 2-time race winner in a row, Kyle. Obviously, he's won many times this season as well as the last 2 races. But he's not going to win here today. So we are going to get a different one. I've seen so many races end in spectacular fashion in Now Rouge and Radion, and it's a shame when all your hard work of practice every week and it just ends like that when you've been it in turn 1 and through Radion. So hopefully he can recover for next week. But meanwhile, that gives a chance for the 2-stop runners, such as Pete, Jamie, and Brandon, to pit. I would pit if I was them. The pit lane loss is worth it because they're going to lose less time. So if I was them, pit. I think if I was on the softs, I would pit, to be honest. Or maybe go on to the hards. Some of the softs may stay out because it's a one-stop race, but just to keep an eye on the tyres. So the softs last 9 laps. Mediums last 14 laps. Hards last 19. So what is Pete going to be doing? He goes into the pits. Risky and Glock stay out. Red Matt stays out. Yuri goes in. He's not the one on the 1-2 stop, so I'm a bit intrigued on as to why he's going in. Jamie is in the pits. Well, self-explanatory, really, to get the first of his 2 stops out the way. But he's getting held up. He's getting held up by Glock or Pete. I don't even know. No, it's not by Glock. It's by Pete, actually. Yeah, it is by Pete. And some of you may not know this, but you don't know when you actually go into a lobby. You don't know who your teammate is in-game. It changes every week in multiplayer cars. So you just got to be proactive. You got to think, right, when will be the best time to pit? So, but at least Jamie has not lost too much time there. Unfortunately, we are going to get a bit of a timing glitch for the time being. Blame Cody's for the time being. But it is Glock that is leading the way. And you can see the safety car flashing right at the front. I was not expecting the safety car to come out this soon. But you never know what could happen here in Spa. You just never know. Now, plenty of chance for people to warm up their tyres now, especially the ones who are pitted. I think everyone that pitted from P12 downwards, so that was from Yuri all the way down to Acorn. So more people actually pitted than I thought here today. So I wonder why that is the case. And it'll give me a great opportunity to take you through the calendar for the rest of the season. So we're at Belgium for tonight. Then we head to Monza next week. Then the week after, then we head to Singapore. Then we've got Monaco, Canada, Australia, Bahrain. And then we end the season at Bahrain Short. So, I don't think the safety car is going to come in this lap. So one more lap under safety car. Everybody's caught up as well. So I don't know why the safety car has not come in yet. But usually gives a few more laps anyway. So Glock has got to get the perfect restart. His first VSL race. He's leading the race. And the safety car comes. There is full damage though. They've got to keep it under a certain delta though. Because otherwise they could be penalised. They are warned about the 5-second penalties that they get as well. I think Ryan Berry's the one that's getting caught out. That's probably why. I thought, Ryan Berry is in the pits. That's why. So did he get damaged? That's the question. But he's on the softs now. I'm guessing he'll have to pit later on for a set of mediums potentially. Or he wants to get another set of tyre compounds out of the way, which is understandable. Now, I wonder if people have learned from the first lap to take it a little bit cautious at the moment, because you never know what could happen. Maybe save for a move until you probably head towards Lecombe would be, I think, the best option. Or Lecombe. I don't even know how you say that corner. But I say it Lecombe because Yeah, that's how I normally say it, so I'm going to say it like that. So we've got a mixture of team colours in the front. We've got Team Yellow, Team Blue, Team Pink, Team Green and Team Red. So all 5 teams occupying the top 5 spots at the moment. Obviously the only ones that have not appeared under safety car that were on the softs were Glock, Risky, M. Ryan and Lee. So the safety car is in this lap. Glock is your de facto safety car. And he controls the pace now. He's got to realise that once he starts accelerating, he can't slow down. That is when everybody else will start to speed up. And you can only overtake after the safety car line and when we go green flag racing once again. So who's going to have the upper hand? Only one way to find out. They all head towards the bus stop chicane now. Glock is starting accelerating, which is definitely what he needed. Glock's going to get a really good restart. One about Risky as well. Risky is under pressure from Red Matt as well. Everybody else, I think, is doing okay. But the only true factor is to see how everybody handles La Source. So the top 4, 5 pretty much okay. Tony round the back of this as well, wanting to probably make some ground too. The leading medium runner is Red Matt, who is not on the 2-stop. Let's see if there's any battles with Yuri and Lee. Here comes Pete going side by side with a very risky move there. Heading into the Camel straight, still going side by side as well. Yuri staying out of this, but I have a feeling Pete may go for a double overtake. He goes for the single overtake. He gets the job done up into 11th place. Meanwhile, Akon is up into 15th place as he gets past Logan. Gavin up into down into 16th position. Lido is not giving up into the corner of No Name. Now, many corners you can call this corner, but I've chosen to call it No Name. Heading towards Pill now. Lee getting the bear exit and both of them spun simultaneously there. Like, they didn't make contact, but they just both spun on their own. And I think they were both lucky to not get damaged there. Niels has got damaged though. I wonder if he's made contact with another car or he's spun on his own too. I'm just lost for words. So Niels will definitely have to go into the pits. And Lee will too. Maybe Pete as well. Pete, I would say, will have to go into the hards. I'm almost certain. Because there's no... You don't want to do like 3 stops. It's literally impossible. So Glock still leads then. Risky in second. Red Matt third. Another battle that I think we should keep an eye on is, I would say, between M. Ryan and Newgarden. M. Ryan carrying the exit speed now, the entry speed into Radium. No DRS yet, but DRS will be enabled the next lap. Side by side they go. Newgarden leaving plenty of space for the blue car. Newgarden almost tried to make the move there, but decided nope, he wasn't going to go for it. And oh, Newgarden spun. Okay. So I think he got caught out or something. But yeah, he's down into 14th place. So a lot of drivers seem to be making a lot of mistakes right now, which is not good. Good if you're the ones who yet to make your first stop or your final mandatory stop. Brandon's back into this as well, which is great to see. He is in front of the guys who still yet to make their stops now. M. Ryan probably will be at a disadvantage, but we'll see what Brandon could do on fresher tyres. Now the crossover point would be around about lap 5-6 time. So around about now is where the softs will, the mediums will be the faster tyre compared to the ones that were on the softs. So DRS is enabled then for the first time this race. And the drivers could only use it if they were within 1 second of the car ahead and within the DRS zone, which majority of drivers are. Glock isn't, Risky isn't, Red Matt isn't. It's starting to get very, very dark already. It's quite overcast. I did say there could be a threat of rain, and I wonder if that's going to be the case today. So, Brandon is going to make a move up the inside of Emryan. Any time will tell. He may go the long way round, actually. Oh! If he went for the move there, Brandon, that would have been a touch. So thank goodness he stayed behind there, because that could have ended a lot worse for the pink team driver. I wonder if he's going to go for a more attacking move on No Name. Oh, there was a bit of contact there for both of them. And Jamie's out of the race, and we got a safety car again, I believe. So what's happened to Jamie? Where did he bin it? So 2 of the 2 top runners today has had bad luck of retirement. Pete's having a bad race too. Where did Jamie retire? Or did he just retire the car? Oh, no, we haven't got a safety car. We got a VSC. So I think Jamie just retired the car. Because I can't see his car. I might just be going blind. Yep, he must have retired the car on track. I think he's had enough. He's had enough and call it quits, unfortunately. Or he got too much damage and it was no point. So I'm surprised it was only a VSC then. But Glock realised that the VSC has come at the right time for him. Logan has got a drive through for speeding on the VSC. Glock got damage. I wonder if that's why he pit. And the VSC has just come in, so is this bad timing for Glock? Did he pick up damage in the pit lane? Because I can't think where he picked up damage, because he's had a very good start. Or he might have picked it up in the first few laps. I don't know. Hard to tell. But Glock has made his stop out of the way. So is Brandon. I believe that's Brandon's final stop. Yes, it is Brandon's final stop. So Brandon does not need to pit again. Neither does Pete, actually. But I know Pete will have to pit again. Because there's, I don't think there's no... Actually, nah. Pete could make those mediums last to the end. It's not impossible, so... Pete can still be back in this race as quite a few moves being made as Lee gets past Glock. And Matter gets past Red Matt, but next victim is Risky. You can tell the mediums are the fastest. What will Risky do now? Risky, I think, will have to pit. And Risky will probably realise that. And I don't think Risky challenged the move on Red Matt there, which is understandable. So he's going to go in into the bus stop chicane. And surely he's going to make his way into the pits. So there he goes. He comes in then. Understandable. And I think that just leaves Lee, Emryan, and... yeah, it just leaves Lee and Emryan. So Matter is your race leader on track. And he's having a nice fight with Red Matt. I always say weird words that came out wrong. But anyway. They're still going side by side to Kemmel straight. Red Matt goes attacking. Matter has to go defensive there. I'm sure Red Matt will go for the long way here as they head towards No Name and Brussels. Brussels first is the first corner. And then to No Name, a very understeery part of the track. So if you lose it there, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. And I think Matter keeps his line there and stays in the lead of this race as Kev has picked himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Glock goes into the pits again. So Glock's had very bad luck, it seems, this today. He's already made 2 stops, I believe. So our race leader is now down in last. And he has to make another stop, because there's no way those softs will make it to the end. So I wonder if he's ran out of tyres, or I wonder if he's also run out of luck as well. Which, to be honest, it's a bit of a shame that it has happened, but there's still plenty of races to bounce back from, so he must not worry about it. Red Matt's next opportunity now, heading into La Source. Detection point coming up soon as they head towards Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is the detection point. So here comes Red Matt. Here he comes. Very good run into the Kemmel straight of turn 3. And 4 and heading towards turn 5. Matta's defensive line is absolutely perfect into Lecombe. Now heading towards turn 8. And towards turn 9 now. Looks like Matta's pace is definitely showing over Red Matt's at the moment. It's the battle of the mats at the moment. I really like this. I really do. As we're heading towards lap 9. We're not even halfway in this race yet. Tony as well. He's got no immediate pressure from in front and behind. So he's got some clean air. But he does know that if he can increase the pace a little bit, he can catch up to Kev. Kev's also had some bad luck this season. And I'm very glad that he's doing very well at the moment, up in 3rd. Glock's picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers on penalties at the moment. Now 5 as Risky picks himself one. So apologies, Risky, that I commentator's cursed you. So, could there be spots of rain very, very soon? Now I'm sure that because they have a party that they talk in the chat, and they never say in the Twitter chat about the weather because they always talk in party chat about it, which is a nice thing for me because I like surprises. Anyway, more battles happening in the midfield between Acorn and M. Ryan. M. Ryan looking very strong. Acorn, oh, that was scrammy from him. He almost lost it into Eau Rouge and Radion, but nice car control and yes, I was right. The heavens have opened, and ladies and gentlemen, around Belgium today in the Ardennes Forest, we do have rain. So we're starting to see a lot of people making some moves here today. That's why Glocks went for the softs. Let's see if we can try and make some moves done. Acorn has made his way past Emrine up to 5th place. Tony's lost a bit of pace to Kev, but it does not matter. We're going to keep an eye on the DRS disabled sign as to when these drivers can actually pit onto the inters. Now, the intermediate tyres last exactly the same amount of time as the medium, so they can pit and they will be certain that the intermediate tyres basically last until the end of the Grand Prix. But it's nowhere near intermediate tyre condition yet. So whoever goes into the pits, that will be way too early. So the ones that do will probably question themselves. And I wonder if it's going to be enough for full wets. I don't think so, because we're going to be halfway into this race in about a lap's time. And obviously, since it's one of the longest laps on the can, it's going to be very hard for it to get to full wets. But you never know. I've seen it go from inters to full wets in a blink of an eye, really. So it could happen. Cody's is like that. But anyway, on to lap 11 as Yuri gets his gets defensive, but it didn't work for him, so Ryan gets past him. Niels goes into the pits, and surely he's not going on inters now. There's no way he's going on the inters. Or he might just be going on hard or something like that. Nope, he's going on inters. Now, I did see, I think, Austria was it? Where it was not enough for wet. And they just still pitted anyway. I think we could see exactly the same thing here. Glock gets past Newgarden up into 13th place. And we'll go on board with Niels a little bit later on, actually, to see the pace between the intermediates and the mediums. Now, I'm seeing the deltas between the mediums and the softs, and on the same amount of tyres is not that much. Not that much at all. It's around about, I would say, 6/10. And it's 6/10 between the mediums and the hards as well. So it's quite an even spread between all three tyres, which makes things very, very close indeed. Now, I'm a bit worried about our region radio because they have to take it very carefully now in the intermediate conditions, once the conditions are right for it, of course. And even a slight slide for them in these conditions will probably send them to the Shadow Realm, unfortunately. Which will be a bit of a shame, and my saying goes, but there we go. But anyway, Gavin picks himself a penalty. And yeah, Niels is no way catching the Lee. Lee's in the pits. He's going on into 2. Oh, what's happened to Lee in the pits? Oh my word, that was an awkward moment for him. But anyway, let's not go on board with Lee, even though Lee's going to go on to the inters anyway. There are some parts of the track where it's very, very slippy. So it could be the right time, I don't know, but it's still dry. So I wonder what the drivers will be thinking. Again, it's not telling me what Lee's doing. I think Lee's staying on the soft, so they're probably thinking, right, that it's not time for the inters just yet. I just don't know. I just don't know at this point. This is why I like these type of strategies, because it leaves room for unpredictability. There's drivers such as Matter, such as Red Matt, such as Keb, such as Tony, who have yet to make their stops. The tyres only last 14 laps, so they've got to make their move into the pits at some point. So they're probably going to have to pit, knowing that the conditions are not good enough. And then Ryan's going to do exactly the same, because there's no... I think he may have had a puncture as well, so there was... his soft tyres were definitely past the sell-by date, but don't forget there was a safety car period too, so Ryan was able to make his soft tyres last for just a little bit longer. And I wonder if the DRS disable sign is going to come roughly about now. I am a bit intrigued, to say the least. But Matter is doing well to keep the pace behind Red Matt. These two drivers having no penalty so far. And saying that, I will probably jinx them once again, as Brandon gets past Risky then. Actually, no, it's not Brandon that gets past Risky. It's Risky having a little bit of a spinneroony into No Name. Well, it is hard in these conditions, so that is to be expected, unfortunately. And yeah, it is starting to get a bit worse about there, so I think it's coming to a point where it's not good for any tyres. It's not good for the softs, it's not good for the mediums, it's not good for the hards, and it's definitely not good for inters. So they just got to make most of what they've got. Oh! There's Pete, who's had a bit of a spin. And he's out the race. Will that trigger a safety car? Or VSC safety car? I wonder, even though it may be too late, I wonder if it'll be time to pit. Tony has got the strategy nailed to a T. So does Ryan Berry. But for everybody else in the top 5, the safety car couldn't have come at a worse time. It came at a really bad time. Because they will still have to pit again. Whereas these two drivers, they prayed to the safety car gods. And they will be very, very soon in the lead of this race. Insane, that. Very much insane. Well, you never know. I'm looking at the gaps, though. Matto and Renmat could still come out in the lead, but we have seen some surprises here at VSL. So we've already had 3 retirements, and all 3 of them happen to be the 2 stop runners, apart from Brandon, who's still going. So I wonder if it's an example of the 2-stop curse tonight. 2-stop strategy curse. Because if they finish in the top 3 in the last race, they'll have to do the 2-stop. For those of you that are a little bit confused as to what is happening. So, it was Tony's first race last week. If he could pull off a win tonight, or even a podium, that'll just be insane. The top 12 do score some points here today, as we got a lot of drive-throughs. Akon's got a drive-through, so does Lee, and you can't serve drive-through penalties under safety car. You just can't. There's just no way. So unfortunately, they have to make do, and they'll have to pit after safety car for a drive-through. And Akon, I believe, still have to make his stop. So he has to come in now for a set of softs. No, inters even. Then he has to come in again for a drive-through. He's going to be lapped very, very soon. Which is a shame, that. And I'm just looking. Why is Mata still staying out? That is very, very odd. I think he may have missed the pit entry or something like that, and maybe it was probably too late for him to go into the pits, but has he made a mistake? Because we do know that potentially his tyres are potentially going to pop at any moment, and he's struggling already, look. He's going onto the grass. So that's going to leave room for Red Matt to potentially get him. Matt has got to pit. He's got to pit. I don't care that he's going to lose time, but I'm a bit worried about his tyres now. There's no way that it's good conditions for the dry tyres. Ryan Berry has made the same mistake, but instead he pitted onto softs. Neil's made the same mistake too. Lee has got to also pit onto inters. This is a mixed bag right now, and this is going to shake up the order a lot, and I like this. So make sure you watch this space for the action to unfold here at VSL F1. We literally do not know who is going to be winning this race. We literally do not know. So fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your popcorn or your cup of tea or whatever. We're still waiting for a lot of the field to catch up as well. Brandon picking himself a penalty. Only a few drivers to receive one. So will Mata pit now? He's got to. He's got to. He's struggling. He is pitting. If he pitted a lap earlier, he would have been the race leader still. So he's lost the race lead like that. So that means Red Matt's your race leader. Kevin second. To be fair, Red Matt has had a really good history around this track in league races. So I'm not really that surprised that he's leading at the moment. Kevin second. Tony in third. I did say he could potentially get a podium, but bearing in mind, he's got penalties. Well, I will actually update you on penalties. So Red Matt on no penalties whatsoever. I'm not entirely sure about warning, but Kev's on 3 seconds. Tony's on 3 seconds. Yuri's on 3 seconds. Brandon's on 3 seconds. Risky's on 3 seconds. Akon and Lee with a drive-through penalty. Glock on 3 seconds. Neil's on 3 seconds. And Gavin has got the most penalties out of anyone with 9 seconds worth of penalties. As Newgarden seems to be struggling under the safety car. He's also had a little bit of a spin. And I do believe DRS has already been disabled. Yeah, just look at that. The track is quite damp. I wonder if it will be 4 wets, you know. Get your predictions in chat. Will it be enough later on for 4 wets? And from a personal perspective, I really do hope that it's 4 wets. I'm not even kidding right now. It just spices things up just a little bit more. It really separates the men from the boys. Because they've got to think, right, how do I keep my car on the road? How do I keep my tyres in good fruition? Because you've got to warm them up a little bit more because with colder track temperatures, the Inters, very hard to warm up. So you've got to be doing a little bit of weaving. If you don't do weaving, I've known it from wet races, you tend to spin in lap 1, turn 1. If it starts wet. But if it's a safety car conditions, it'll probably be a much better position. But we'll see. Safety car has not come in this lap yet. So we are going to get some DRS running at some point. But I think we're just waiting for the entire field to catch up. And it gives, I think, I'm just trying to see. Only one car believes lapped. Or had a chance to unlap themselves. I believe, unfortunately. I think Gavin, Lee, and Neil will be allowed to catch up, or it may be too little, too late. The visibility has decreased. I do not know how they're coping right now. It's insane. Absolutely insane right now. You can see Red Matt warming up his tyres very well. So Kev not as much, but I'm sure when he realises when everyone else warms his tyres up, he needs to do the same as well. Don't forget, if you do like VSL F1, don't forget to click the like button on this video. Also subscribe to the channel and turn notifications to all so you know when to basically check out our streams and videos. Well, basically our streams and races. Don't forget, the next race next week is at Monza. Same time at 8 PM UK time. We still got a few more laps of Monza to go. So do not miss out one bit here. I can't wait for the finale of this race. It's going to be probably the most exciting finales of VSL F1 that I've ever commentated on. So do not tune out. Just stay put until the end of this race. And I do mean it. I really do mean it. And Akon and Lee will have to go into the pits one more time to say their drive-throughs, but everybody else does not have to make a stop again. That's where they can go full throttle. I haven't mentioned about their ERS as well. If nobody has been saving their ERS, then they're going to be in trouble, but they have. But basically, they can go rich. If they've saved enough fuel, they can go rich mix until the end of this race. So expect a lot of pushing from the drivers. So, safety car is in this lap. 5 laps of action then here at Belgium. It's like an open lobby, but it is going to be cleaner. So, watch this space. This time, Red Mat is your safety car. But the difference between the first safety car and this safety car, that it is raining. So the braking zones are going to be different. So please make sure that you watch this space, like I said. And Red Mat getting away well. Kev has been caught napping. That's going to be allowing Tony to be right on the back of this. Who's going to be better in the wet? We'll find out. As we are green flag racing, Red Mat's pulled away by 2.8 seconds already. Glock's made his way back up into 8, but Risky has had a bit of a spin. I believe he's got damage on the safety car. I don't know, but let's find out. He comes in. 4 wets. 4 wets. Did I say that it could be time for 4 wets? Oh, this reminds me of a Singapore race a few weeks ago in another league. Oh my goodness. Gavin's pitted for 4 wets as well. This has changed things massively. Red Mat has got Yuri and Kev defending like crazy behind him, and he's just running his own race. He's nailing it. He's enjoying the wets, the intermediate conditions. But other ones on the wets, could they go up to the podium slots? Oh my goodness, the race has turned on its head once again. It's another unpredictable race. I like it. So, Risky then. Let's see the difference between the wet. Yeah, it's definitely for wet conditions. Just look at how treacherous it is. It's nearly monsoon right now. Risky got past Akon convincingly. Akon, I believe, has served his drive-through. Let's see if anyone else. Yeah, everyone that was meant to serve their drive-through has now served their drive-through. So if everybody pits for the full wet, Risky could get on the podium and maybe win this race. So you never know. I don't think Renmo will have to pit because he's still managing the gap very, very well. So the one leading has an advantage. Oh my God, there's people going side by side into the bus stop. Tony's up into 3rd. Ryan up into 4th. Brandon up into 5th. You can barely see as you head towards that source. Glock's trying to make up for lost time as well. A little bit of a love tap heading towards that source then. Heavy braking zone in the wet. You've got to rely on your references as much as you possibly can now. Brandon also in this, Mata back in this too. And a lot of people taking it cautious into El Rouge, which is great to see right now. And let's see then Brandon. Can he get a move around the outside of Ryan into Lecombe? Nope, he can't. I think just nobody, apart from the ones on the wet, on the right tyres right now. So they've got to make do. Because if they pit now, they're going to lose so much time. So they just got to try and, you know, just drive with a lot of standing water on the inters, which is very difficult. Very, very difficult. I wouldn't want to be where they are right now in these conditions. I'm glad, to be honest, I'm glad I'm in the commentary box. But anyway, here comes Brandon once again. I do believe there'll be no more safety cars though. Yep, it's definitely monsoon. Just look at it. Just look at it. I know Cam's in the chat must be absolutely loving it. He would probably be rather racing himself there, because he likes the rain. He's like the rain merchant, but there we go. Brandon's using his overtake. 66%. You don't use that much in the wet anyway. Look at the gap between Red Mat and Jury. 10.3 seconds. Ryan's gone off. Luckily, it didn't go into an accident. 3 laps to go of this Belgian Grand Prix. A few people are pitted for wets. That's Risky, Kev, Newgarden, Gavin, Acorn, and Lee. Everybody else is on the intermediate tyres. Like I said, it's one of the first races where anything can happen. If one person makes the tiniest of mistakes in these full wet conditions on the intermediate tyres, it'll be game over. So, cautious and attrition is going to be the main factor in this. Red Mat could take it easy if he wants to, because he's got no penalties and he's got a comfortable gap. To be honest, the guys in the front are managing the intermediate tyres not too bad. But the question is, when Risky catches up to Ryan Berry, this is going to be where the battle really begins between the intermediate tyres and the full wets. 3.7 seconds is the gap now, 3.4. 3.2 now. 2.9, 2.8. Oh my goodness. We've got a race in our hands. The wets are definitely the better tyre. But will it be too little, too late for Risky? And to be honest, you can barely see the blue because it's raining out there. You can barely see the black and green as well, to be fair. So we're seeing a lot of battles between, I would say, from 3rd all the way down to 9th right now. So here comes Risky. He's already caught up to the back of Ryan Berry. So a lot of people on the Inters are going off. Let's go and watch them. So first of all, let's watch Mata. Round the inside. Oh, he's going the outside, maybe. Heavy on the brakes there. Oh, touch there. Risky could definitely take a real good opportunity from this. He's on the back seat for now. He goes for the move. Around the right-hand side, into turn 1, into La Source. Can he hold on to his line? Nicely handled from Risky. And he's also getting past Ryan as well. Unfortunately, Lee has retired from the session. He's, I think, in Blanchimont. But unfortunately, it's too late for a safety car. Next on Risky's hit list is Mata. And I think it's going to be a lot hard to get past Mata. But if he can get past Mata, it shows about the tyres as well. We can see the battle up front as well start to emerge, but I'm just intrigued about the difference between the Inters and the wets. I think it must be that Cody's can read my mind, because I did say there'll be a threat of rain without knowing there's going to be rain. And I did say that could we see a transition to 4 wets without knowing it'd be 4 wets. Absolutely crazy. Maybe I should be the weather forecaster in the Cody's game now. Jeff should be fired. I should be in the game. Only joking. Only joking. But, you know, I'm just definitely a mind reader. But anyway. Risky. 2 tenths now is the gap between Mata. We got Glock and Brandon going side by side into Blanchimont. They're still going to go side by side. Oh, Brandon, that was so close. That almost ended up an accident. Oh, and it was an accident. Glock and Brandon made contact. Brandon got a 5-second penalty. That's given Risky the jump that he desperately needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the final lap of this race. And this could be nail-biting stuff here. Everybody up front is on equal penalties apart from Yuri, who's on 6. Mata and Red Matt on 0 penalties. Risky! Oh my god, this could have ended up very, very worse for Risky, but he controlled the car nicely. Here we go then. Here comes Risky on Mata once again. I'm not surprised if it's going to stay like this, because Mata will be 3rd anyway, due to penalties. Unless Tony can pull a massive gap, which is probably not going to happen. You can see the massive gap that Red Matt has on the track map. I will have to go on board with Red Matt in just a second. Oh no, that's cost Risky big time. Risky got another 3-second time penalty that adds his penalties now up to 3 seconds. What a shame from him. So he's got to get past these 2, which is easier said than done. So the positions can stay as it is, but this time Mata and Tony will be swapped around. And I think Ryan will get Risky's position. But meanwhile, let's go on board with the man who has driven absolutely amazing today. He hasn't put a foot wrong. He has nailed these wet conditions. Red Matt comes across the line and he wins in Belgium. And Yuri has driven a perfect race as well. Safety cars have helped him, but you need the pace as well. Yuri in second. Tony having a good race in third. He's going to drop down to fourth due to penalties. Risky will drop down to seventh, I believe, or eighth. Seventh. So yeah, it'll be Yuri third, Mata in second, Tony fourth, Ryan Berry fifth, and Ryan in sixth, Risky in seventh, Kevin eighth. Glock, our race leader, is going to drop it down to 10th, unfortunately. But he does still get points. Neil's in 11th, and Aiken will get the final point. And the fastest lap point today is going to, if I get the right button, Glock. So he gets 2 extra points in top of the points that you get for 10th place. So we'll just wait for the final person to cross the line, and we will go through your race results. What a race. What a very good race that had unfolded. The game has given the driver of the day to Ryan Berry. I'll tell you my thoughts in a second. But here we go, Red Matt. I believe it's his first win in a while, actually. Can't remember if he's won this season or not, but he is proved to be a race winner in this league. And he's definitely shown it tonight. He's going to hope for wet conditions every week because he is on fire. Team Pink will be delighted because I think he's in Team Pink anyway. Yeah, he is in Team Pink because Team Pink, they've had very bad luck in the standings, and I believe that's Pink's first win. So, you know, Pink are going to be absolutely delighted about that. But anyway, here are your results. Red Matt wins from Mata in second. Oh my goodness, just look at the gap due to pens. My oh my. Insane. Actually, Mata with no pens, but who cares? Anyway, Yuri in third, Tony in fourth, Ryan Berry fifth, M. Ryan sixth, Risky seventh, Kev eighth, Newgarden ninth, Block in 10th, Niels in 11th, Akon in 12th. Then we got Gavin and Brandon being your last finishers. And we got your retirements for this evening: Lee, Pete, Jamie, and Kyle. Kyle didn't even make it past the first lap. So that is been the Belgium Grand Prix. It's been a lot of fun to commentate here tonight, and I absolutely do love covering this league every Wednesday night, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it live or watching it back too, because it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, like I said, once next week we head to Monza, the Temple of Speed. It's a Tifosi favourite, of course. No Ferrari cars next week though, but we do have red cars. So think of red cars as Tifosi's favourite here next week. So the red cars will potentially be under a lot of pressure next week to deliver well. So, will Red Matt make it 2 for 2 next week? We'll have to find out. Join us same time next week at 8 PM UK time on this very channel, VSL F1. You can follow us on Twitter at VSL_F1. I'm BJScapes95. Have a good evening, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.